Like you're wasting your time at the gym, the scale just won't budge. We're going to show you how to find your optimal heart rate with this machine coming up.
If you don't know where your personal fat-burning sweet spot is, your workout could be a waste of time. Exercise, you see, is not one size fits all. Kristin Kane and Dr. Jim live in Studio B tonight to show you the secret. Kristin.
Well, Tom, last week you'll remember Dr. Jim and I tested how many calories we burned at rest. I know
yes,
Dr. Jim's was some insane number like 3,000. Mine was only like 1,700.
Love it.
But we used this device called the Review by Core. But today we're going to be using its sister device called the Cardio Coach, which means Dr. Jim and I are going to be torturing ourselves to figure out how many calories we burn while exercising. But also, this is the good stuff. We're going to figure out where our sweet spot is when it comes to burning fat.
And that's not the couch.
Exactly. So here to help is Michael Merlino of Merlino Fitness. And Michael is going to get us on this treadmill and hook us up to all this equipment. So Michael, what is this test and how is it different from the one that we took last week?
Well, we're measuring what you guys do while you're moving, while you're exercising, and what your burn rate, your fat burn rate is. And we come up with optimal ranges for fat burning. And it's all an individual, number. So
now I mentioned that sweet spot. Where can you burn fat, and that's different for everyone, or no?
Yeah, I mean, based on this test, which shows how you utilize oxygen, we can tell what heart rate zone you need to be in to efficiently burn body fat.
Okay, well, you're going to get me hooked up in a second, but of course, Dr. Jim has weather duties tonight. So he took the test earlier tonight. I think we might have some video of it. Wow. There he is. And Dr. Jim, how did it go for you?
Yeah, it really wasn't that bad at first because we started walking, but over time, Michael increases the speed, and then also it's the incline at the end. And when he got up to an 8% incline, that's when it starts getting a little more difficult, as you can see me puffing and puffing there.
Should I be nervous?
Yeah, you really should be a little bit. It's not that bad. It's not that bad, and but you do feel a little awkward.
All right, well,
the mask too.
Stick around because Michael is going to get me all hooked up. There's a whole mask you saw on Dr. Jim that I'm going to have to put on, so he's going to get me hooked up. Stick around for that because we're going to find out how in shape we really are.
Yeah.
Well, if you've been struggling with your weight or just want to maximize your workout results, we have some help for you tonight. Dr. Jim is live in Studio B with Kristin Kane to show you how to get the optimum results for your body. Hey, Dr. Jim.
That's right, Melinda. We are now in the process of starting the test. So, Michael, tell us what you're doing here with Kristin, and obviously there's something different with her face.
Yeah, we have this mask. It creates an airtight chamber over her nose and mouth. So we're measuring how much respiration, it goes in the machine. Also monitor heart rate while we continually make it a little bit tougher on the treadmill for her over about a 8 to 10 minute period.
Okay, so as far as the next step then is to actually get on the treadmill and to start moving.
Hit the start button and start going. Yeah.
Okay, and how long will this take?
Probably about 8 to 10. It just depends on the person, how fit they are. She's pretty fit, so probably I'd say 8 to 12 minutes.
Okay, well, the test is about to get underway here, and we're going to continue to monitor this with Michael and Kristin. But for now, we'll send it back into the studio, and we'll give you an update here in just a few minutes.
You take the trouble to go to the gym, you want to get the most out of the session, but it turns out a lot of us may be wasting our time. So we've put Kristin Kane to the test, figuring out how many calories she burns while exercising and where her optimal heart rate is for fat burning. Since she can't exactly talk at the moment, mask and all, Dr. Jim has popped into Studio B to check in on her. Hey, Doc.
Well, that's right. Okay, the test is in progress, obviously, as you can see now. So, Michael, what are you measuring at this moment?
We're looking at her heart rate. We're measuring how well she, her respiration rate. Okay. Obviously, as we make it tougher, she's putting off more oxygen.
Breathe harder. That makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And then what we're trying to find here is and we just actually found it, her anaerobic threshold. So at that point in which she's an oxygen debt somewhat. And then once we're done with the test, we'll go over the results on that and how that shows, body fat burning and things like that.
All right, we're monitoring her heart rate. We'll see what happens. And coming up, we're going to have the results.
All right, enough wasting your time at the gym. The key to weight loss and fat burning success is knowing exactly where your heart rate needs to be while working out.
So we'd like to torture Kristin Kane and Dr. Jim a little bit longer, but it's time to make the grueling cardio test in Studio B come to an end. The results are in. Take it away.
The results are in. The torture is over. Dr. Jim and I are champions. We finished.
And it wasn't that bad.
It really wasn't that bad. I was a little nervous, but more about the breathing part of it.
Is that why you made me go first?
Maybe. I wanted wanted to see
if I
how
survived.
it was, pretty
Yeah.
much. But
Well, we survived.
But we got through it, and so we're anxious about the results. So Michael, take it away.
Okay. Well, Jim, you know, it looks like you actually rated pretty good.
Yes.
For your age and your gender.
Okay, we got a few more years left in us. Good.
Your fat burning zone is anywhere upwards of 148. You're primarily burning fat stores there.
Heart rate.
Yeah, heart rate.
And what we've learned
148
really
beats per minute.
is that we don't have to work as hard. We don't have to kill ourselves to lose fat, basically.
To primarily burn body fat, correct?
So
Great.
slow it down on the treadmill a little bit is the point that we're trying to make. If you
And I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah, a little bit, or vary your workouts where you have those nice slow burn workouts where you're burning body fat. You know, and at that rate, at about 148 for you, you're burning about 1,016 calories per hour.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. You're a big guy, more body weight, so you actually burn more calories if you stick to that range.
Right.
You know, you burn more calories within that hour.
Now, how'd I do?
You did pretty well, young lady. We have a greyhound in our hands here. But you rated superior, 41.
I was better.
Well, you're younger.
I know.
Oh, give me a break.
That was your volume of oxygen. 41 was your volume of oxygen at your anaerobic threshold. So for you, you've got a wider range here, 111 to 162.
Okay.
You see it on the screen there.
Okay.
So upwards of 162, you're primarily burning body fat.
Okay.
And now at that rate for you, around the low 160s, you'd be burning upwards of about 600 calories per hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I want to ask you one last question, because this test isn't just for marathon runners, for people who are really in shape. You know, who really benefits from this test?
You know, anybody that can physically get on a treadmill and walk, basically.
But what can you do with these numbers? I mean, what should we be taking away from
you know,
this?
as a trainer, you know, it gives you different heart rate zones for fat burning, for improving your endurance, and just doing it efficiently. So instead of going to the gym and just kind of guessing on what you're doing it efficiently, so you can almost guarantee yourself that you're going to do a better job of fat burning.
Great.
And then, you know, on the other side of it, of course, we get a lot of people just around the Houston Marathon, and they're looking for ways to improve in performance. We can use it for that, too.
Okay. Well, we have put Michael's information on our website, myfoxhouston.com, so obviously you can get in touch with Michael to take the test. We've also put a few other locations on our website where you can take the test as well, and I guess we're going to have to figure out some way to torture ourselves next week, huh?
Stay tuned for that.
All right, let's send it back to you guys.